Welcome to the Bullvine Podcast, your go-to source for inside stories, cutting-edge research, and the latest updates in the world of dairy farming. This episode shows how Michelle Miller, the farm babe, changes agriculture's perception. See what lessons you can take from her efforts to connect with consumers. So, please grab a glass of milk, sit back, and let's get started with this week's episode.
What happens when a city girl from the glittering streets of Los Angeles becomes a pioneer in agriculture? Check out Michelle Miller, the fantastic girl behind the famous The Farm Babe atmosphere. Watching how she transitioned from a fashion advisor at Gucci to a go-to person on farming techniques is fascinating. It's pretty inspirational. This whole thing began with a laid-back move to Iowa, motivated by love and curiosity. Today, she inspires discussions about farming and provides dairy producers with advice and support. I used to fall for all the myths about farming, totally caught up in the city vibe. So, when I moved to Iowa, it showed me what farming is all about, she explains. Her story is not just about her experiences. It's a courageous journey to bridge the gap between confusion and understanding in the farming industry. Michelle's journey gave her a refreshing perspective on agriculture, allowing her to put aside her everyday concerns about GMOs and factory farming. As the farm babe, she is dedicated to promoting the farming community and reaching millions through her monthly online presence. Her path demonstrates why her voice is vital for those in the industry looking to teach and connect with a larger audience.
Michelle Miller may not be the first person to come to mind when you think of someone who lives on a farm, but that makes her story compelling. Growing up in the bustling streets of Wisconsin, Michelle's journey took her from the fields of crops to the colorful noises of a corral, a path she never imagined. Her early 20s were a blur of fashion and city lights, with hectic days at Gucci on Rodeo Drive and nights filled with the vibrant beats of downtown Chicago. But life had other plans for her. A chance encounter in Florida led her back to the heartland, Iowa, and farming. This unexpected turn in her life led to a transformation that changed her perspective on agriculture and inspired her to advocate for the farming community. Dating a farmer opened Michelle's eyes to a new side of agriculture. It wasn't as scary as she had imagined. She had let go of her prejudices about the agricultural industry, influenced by documentaries and city gossip that portrayed Big Ag as a gigantic bad guy spraying crops with various pesticides. Instead, she got to experience farm life for what it is: sophisticated, science-based, and utterly reliant on practices she quickly learned to value and respect. She used to be wary about GMOs, hormones, and antibiotics, but this changed when she replaced urban myths with real-life experiences. Michelle discovered some facts in Iowa's fields, free of the commotion, and recognized how important and safe these technologies are. She became more invested in her knowledge over time, which shifted her viewpoint and spurred her to connect farmers with consumers. Michelle's foray into farming was about dispelling myths while adopting a new way of life, making her a staunch advocate of the agricultural community.
Michelle Miller became the farm babe after witnessing how much misinformation about agriculture circulated online. This all started when she encountered a well-known food blogger, the Food Babe, infamous for disseminating inaccurate information, particularly regarding GMOs and chemicals in farming. Michelle only tried to have a casual conversation and provide the farmer's perspective on the Food Babe platform. Still, things took a turn when she was blocked for pointing out some inaccurate information. This event opened Michelle's eyes, and she realized how vital it is to have a genuine voice while addressing prevalent agricultural stereotypes. Michelle decided to take action because there was so much misinformation out there. She saw a significant vacuum in the conversation. More input was needed from those doing the work in the business, and it felt as if they had been wholly neglected or brushed aside. This motivated her to participate and contribute significantly to the conversation. Feeling empowered and ready to face obstacles, she transformed into the farm babe, a figure that would connect with people and confront misunderstandings head-on. Michelle's platform, The Farm Babe, has emerged as a go-to source for truth in agriculture. It emphasizes the voices of real farmers and science-savvy specialists, sharing knowledge and simplifying current farming processes. With The Farm Babe, Michelle is about breaking down disinformation barriers and connecting people with the sometimes confusing world of farming. Her focus on transparency, education, and advocacy for the cause is crucial in dispelling myths and promoting a more accurate understanding of modern farming practices.
Michelle Miller's purpose is straightforward: to raise the voices of those who labor our land and the scientists who support them. She aims to make the agricultural world more understandable to people unfamiliar with its realities. Michelle combats disinformation and keeps things open and honest, aiming to better connect producers and audiences. This objective is critical for rebuilding trust and developing policies that reflect today's farming demands and realities. Michelle uses social media to spread her message, making digital places ideal for learning. Her content receives between 4 and 5 million views every month, and it is more than just informational. It drives action. Her efforts have indeed paid off, reaching and influencing hundreds of millions of individuals worldwide. This exposure significantly impacts people's perceptions of agriculture, enlightening them and making it easier for policymakers to consider farmers' opinions when developing legislation. Michelle has used these platforms to lead initiatives that educate and persuade large corporations to reconsider their marketing practices and public statements regarding agriculture. Her work demonstrates how social media can be a game changer for lobbying, altering people's perceptions and affecting agricultural policy. In an age when disinformation travels rapidly, Michelle's work emphasizes the importance of using all available avenues to tell the truth and advocate for a better, more sustainable future in agriculture, giving the audience hope for the industry's future.
Agriculture is often misunderstood, right? Many people are dubious of big ag, believing that being huge automatically implies something is wrong. Furthermore, GMOs face much criticism, primarily based on misunderstandings rather than facts. Check it out. There's an incredible voice cutting through the chatter, Michelle Miller, well known as the Farm Babe. Michelle is leading the way in educating people about contemporary agriculture. She dispels falsehoods and uses straightforward, confident communication to link the farming community with consumers. She shares her experience, supported by sound science and practical ideas. Consider GMOs, for example. Michelle's path from skepticism to understanding allowed her to convey that genetically modified organisms aren't the terrible guys they're sometimes depicted as. They help improve crop resilience and reduce chemical use, which is good for the environment and food security. Michelle expertly manages these conversations, converting naysayers into inquisitive people. Similarly, the term Big Ag typically refers to the large corporations that dominate food production. Michelle's campaigning demonstrates how complex and closely controlled large-scale farming operations are. She praises the farmers' competence and dedication, frequently emphasizing their devotion to sustainable and ethical practices. Her study takes a more detailed approach, demonstrating that just because something is significant does not indicate it is terrible. Michelle's work is altering people's perspectives and creating a better conversation about agriculture worldwide. She's making headlines by utilizing her platform to correct the record and advocate an industry critical to all of us. Isn't it amazing how one person can completely change how we talk about agriculture?
Michelle Miller has faced challenges as a woman in agriculture. Even though she is highly skilled and leads the way, many believe decision-making is primarily male, undermining her authority. When she makes large purchases or deals with farm management issues, she believes people will only take her seriously if a man accompanies her. This outdated perspective on women's responsibilities and abilities is a prevalent barrier. However, Michelle is not hesitant to confront these preconceptions face to face. She approaches each circumstance with confidence, demonstrating that she is in control. Her technique is simple but effective. She speaks clearly and boldly, breaking down misconceptions with facts and strong leadership. This earns her the respect she deserves and creates opportunities for other women. Michelle is dedicated to promoting gender equality in agriculture and emphasizing the importance of women's efforts. Her personal experiences inspire her to motivate and assist women seeking similar journeys. Michelle enjoys leading workshops, networking with industry organizations, and sharing her story. She's making waves and driving more inclusive and equitable attitudes in the farming industry. Her story shows women's demanding situations, but it is also a fantastic narrative of perseverance, teaching us all a thing or two about bouncing back and standing up for what is right. By advocating for gender parity, Michelle increases her influence and contributes to a more significant cultural shift in agriculture.
Michelle Miller considers sustainability more than a trendy term. It is integral to her farming philosophy. While working on her boyfriend's farm in Iowa, her commitment to sustainable agriculture earned them impressive recognition for their soil and water conservation achievements. They achieved this by implementing various regenerative measures that cared for the land and kept the farm profitable. They opted to use cover crops as one of their options. These plants are not produced for harvest. They help keep the soil healthy and prosperous. They prevent erosion, improve soil quality, and are essential for controlling weeds. Have you considered how these behaviors affect soil health? They are critical for keeping the soil nutrient-rich, which is necessary for future crop growth. The farm has focused on no-till farming for over 30 years. This strategy reduces soil disturbance by omitting regular plowing. It promotes soil health and reduces erosion and runoff, which benefits local ecosystems. So you're wondering about the economic impact. No-till farming increases farm income by reducing fuel, labor, and expensive fertilizers and pesticides. Striking the correct balance between environmental protection and economic viability is critical and complex. If we adopt sustainable practices, the land will thrive, reducing our harvests and income. Michelle's story demonstrates how sustainability may greatly benefit an agricultural business. It's no wonder her techniques received some well-deserved attention. Consider sustainability more than just a good thing. It's also a wise business decision. How can we help the world by staying green while also making money?
Nowadays, farming is changing quickly, and technology is leading the way with game-changing innovations that could transform how we grow food. New advancements in the dairy industry are improving efficiency and environmental sustainability. Have you ever considered how robotic milkers could completely change things for dairy farmers? These clever gadgets make milking much more accessible, reducing labor expenses and increasing production. Furthermore, they benefit cows since they may be milked whenever they choose, allowing them to behave more normally. Aside from milking, sensors and data analytics are completely altering the game in herd management. They monitor cows' health, activity, and fertility cycles, providing farmers with real-time data to assist them in making informed decisions. Imagine knowing exactly when a cow will give birth or detecting health issues early with intelligent notifications. Furthermore, methane collection technology offers vast possibilities. Turning a potent greenhouse gas into renewable electricity allows farms to reduce their carbon footprint while making money. This is precisely what people want regarding eco-friendly farming, making it an excellent value for farmers and the environment. Bringing technology into farming isn't just a fad. We'll need it for long-term success. Thanks to these remarkable advancements, farming is becoming more sustainable and profitable and keeping up with changing global needs. Looking ahead, the question is not whether technology will disrupt farming, but how quickly farmers can adapt and capitalize on these opportunities for a better future.
Michelle Miller, who has a fascinating tale of transitioning from city life to farming advocacy, offers some excellent advice for young people interested in entering the agricultural industry. What exactly did she say? Farming has room for all of us. So whether you're interested in finance, engineering, social media, livestock management, or marketing, agriculture offers many opportunities beyond traditional farming. She emphasizes the importance of women's perspectives and talents in the industry. Women have long played an essential role in agriculture, and their participation is now critical to advancing innovation and equality. Michelle encourages ambitious farmers to pursue their aspirations without hesitation. She feels that no matter where you come from or what you enjoy, the agriculture sector offers opportunities for a meaningful career and the ability to significantly impact the world. Michelle's message is simple but effective. Agriculture is the most essential business. Pursuing your passions in this diverse sector can help you grow personally and make a difference. Her advice is particularly relevant to anyone trying to establish a name for themselves in this crucial field. Pursue your passion, explore opportunities, and remember that everything is possible.
One of the most incredible moments in Michelle Miller's journey as the farm babe was helping modify Burger King's messaging on methane emissions. The fast food behemoth advertised cattle as a significant source of methane emissions. Still, they should have considered farmers' impressive steps to promote sustainability. This advertisement could propagate negative stereotypes about farming. Michelle demonstrated how powerful it is to speak up when you know what you're talking about. She contacted Burger King's global chief marketing officer. She shared valuable insights about farmers stepping up to reduce emissions and promote sustainable practices. She wasn't alone in her efforts. Many agricultural community members also expressed their concerns on social media. Due to this collaborative effort, Burger King acted promptly to resolve issues. They didn't simply run their initial advertisement. They went all out and shot a new one right on Michelle's farm in Iowa. This new corporate communication highlighted the exciting technologies and efforts in modern farming, emphasizing the positives rather than pointing blame. Michelle Miller exemplifies how one dedicated individual can shift the debate and encourage businesses to be more honest and open about what is going on in agriculture.
Michelle Miller's efforts to improve people's perceptions of the dairy sector have a significant impact. She believes the industry may benefit from a resurgence similar to the legendary "Got Milk" advertising of the past, which made dairy appear both nutritious and enticing. So, what happened to all those messages, and how can we rekindle the excitement? Michelle's vision is quite crisp. She is creating a new celebrity-backed marketing campaign called Got Milk 2.0. The campaign aims to adapt what worked in the past to today's audience and make it feel new, relatable, and relevant. With so many other options available, it's critical to remind people about the true worth of dairy. It's a good, nutritious staple. But it's not just about fancy marketing. Michelle emphasizes supporting this rebranding through strong legislation that benefits dairy farmers. It's critical to advocate for better government policies so that farmers can obtain the resources they need to succeed. This is about putting some safeguards in place while encouraging sustainable practices and ensuring that dairy production benefits the economy and the environment. Michelle encourages everyone who resonates with this idea to come out. She's searching for partners and sponsors who are as enthusiastic about bringing her incredible campaign to life and shaking up the industry. Her rallying cry is a call to action, emphasizing how working as a team and thinking outside the box can yield incredible outcomes for dairy farmers and the entire sector.
Michelle Miller's transition from traditional farming to full-time advocacy as the farm babe has been challenging and rewarding. She is passionate about teaching people and changing how the agricultural industry is perceived. So she's taken up her work with passion and a new viewpoint. She began farming and became a well-known advocate and educator as more people wanted to hear what she said about the agricultural sector. Taking a break from regular farm work was challenging, but she decided to use her power to effect more significant changes in the industry she enjoyed. Michelle is now a keynote speaker, social media influencer, and content creator. She's also a columnist, podcast host, event planner, and advocate who travels about 300 days yearly. This trip demonstrates her commitment to spreading the truth about agriculture. She values the down-to-earth rhythms of farm life, yet her reach has allowed her to make a significant impact even from a distance. Having a timber farm in Florida allows Michelle to stay connected to her roots. She enjoys some farming sensations while maintaining her primary emphasis on advocacy. The few timber harvests allow her to manage her commitments reasonably well. Michelle's ability to interact with diverse audiences, organize events such as the Farm Cruise, and envision ideas such as hosting a TV show stems from her great desire to bridge the divide between urban and rural communities. Juggling multiple tasks necessitates a well-planned schedule and the ability to identify what her community requires while remaining approachable and successful.
When terrible times occur, like the catastrophic tornado that hit her family farm in 2017, you realize how important it is to have community support. We often believe such events will never happen, yet the truth can be devastating. The storm wreaked havoc on our farm's layout, destroying half of our buildings. It was a complete mess that could have quickly brought us down, comments Michelle. But what came next was truly inspiring. Our community rallied around us and showed us tremendous support, demonstrating how strong and resilient we can be when we all chip in and care for one another. Friends, family, and neighbors we had never met jumped in to help clear the mess. Their persistent support ensured all the animals were safe and sound, lifting our spirits during the chaos. Getting back on track after a disaster requires hard work and determination, but having the community's support makes it much more straightforward. This support network became a beacon of hope and exemplified the power of friendship. It taught me that no task is too huge when faced collectively, and that having a supportive community is essential for navigating life's ups and downs. This event showed how resilient and dedicated the agricultural community is to assisting under challenging circumstances.
Engagement is more than numbers. It is about developing relationships through engagement and mutual respect. Have you ever observed that the best conversations occur when both parties fully engage with one another? Michelle Miller exemplifies this with her significant social media presence. She believes that social media should be more than just a platform for broadcasting messages. It should also be a place for conversing and community building. By talking with her fans, she creates a lively, welcoming environment where input is much appreciated. Michelle enjoys gathering feedback and questions from her audience to help her generate content. This allows her to stay in touch with her audience's interests and ensure that her content has a purpose, such as educating and clarifying agricultural facts. If her followers are puzzled or concerned about something in the farming sector, she views it as an opportunity to address those issues directly in her next post or blog entry. Is it vital to form a community in today's digital world? Michelle certainly believes so. She creates a sense of belonging and trust by conversing with her audience and being open to their suggestions. This lets her genuinely engage with her community, making her followers feel cherished and understood. Fundamental interactions can convert regular followers into passionate fans of agriculture, proving that engaging correctly works.
Michelle Miller's future looks quite promising. So there's this farm cruise in February 2025, and she's embarking on something completely new by organizing the first ever floating farm conference. It's an excellent opportunity for farmers and agri-fans to hang out, learn, and celebrate what they provide to the business in a fun, hands-on setting. Check out farmcruise.com for additional information and to reserve your seat. But wait, there's more. Michelle is considering presenting a TV show to interact with more people and expand her advocacy efforts. She is passionate about storytelling and teaching and is taking to the road in her new camper van. She's becoming a travel blogger, eager to find and share the hidden stories of agriculture straight from the fields. Michelle aspires to be a reliable voice, recognized in bustling urban centers as the primary source of ag information. She focuses on reaching city dwellers, particularly the end consumers who most need to understand our agricultural messages. She plans to grow her team and launch new ventures, anticipating a time when authentic narratives transform the public's view of farming. Her journey shows that dedication can redefine the agricultural landscape.
Thank you for tuning in to the Bullvine Podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's insightful discussion. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave a review. Catch you next time on the Bullvine Podcast, where bovine expertise and community come together.